still those who think of Cycle Speedway as something which blossomed on the bomb sites after the war and disappeared, and the skid kids of that era grew up and produced kids of their own. In fact, the sport is alive and kicking, more sophisticated perhaps, but no less enjoyable and competitive.
Well, today we've got the British Individual Championships, which is a competition that started back in the early part of the year with some 1,500 riders entitled to enter the competition. They've gradually been whittled down to a mere 64 who've been competing over this bank holiday weekend, and those 64 will have been further reduced to another 16, and those 16 riders will see racing this afternoon.
Cycle Speedway stands on its own 2 feet. There's not much else like it around, and the true enthusiasts tend to bunch together, a little resentful of the big kid taunts that sometimes come their way. They're at pains to point out that this is a well-organised sport with real responsibilities.
It's been a tremendous lot of work put into getting this meeting off the ground. We've been at it for many, many months now, since at least March anyhow. We've had committees and subcommittees, and certainly putting the event on has taken us a complete week, working virtually all hours that we could, all the daylight hours, plus luckily enough we've got some floodlights. We've been able to do quite a bit in the evenings as well, and it's certainly, I think it's come to the good, you know. At the end now we've got a nice setting and hopefully a nice match this afternoon. I've had a lot of headaches over the last week trying to get everything organised and getting all the equipment together to finally get the thing finished, but we think it's there. We hope, keep our fingers crossed, the weather holds for us this afternoon and be a good afternoon.
Well, Cycle Speedway started in the post-war era, late 40s, early 50s, when motorised speedway was at its zenith. And the Cycle Speedway started on the bomb sites of London with kids emulating their heroes, hence the expression skid kids, which was coined in those days. Well, obviously, the start, which we call gating, is very, very important. And then you've got to have an eye for a very quick opening. You see, the bikes don't have any brakes at all, so you've got to be alert and there to take on any chances that may come your way. Obviously, fitness plays a tremendous part in the sport. The riders have to be really in tip-top condition, and many of them train for many, many hours to reach the standard that you'll see today. The ideal age range is between 14 and 40. For example, you'll see the British champion this afternoon, who's 33 years of age. There's only 3 or 4 riders who are actually under 20 in this event this afternoon.
I've been in Cycle Speedway for 15 years now, and I started when I was a young lad. Used to follow the Norwich Speedway. And of course, at the start, when you're a young lad, you think Cycle Speedway is the next best thing to Speedway, but then as you get older you appreciate it as a sport in its own right, and it's very exciting, very fast, and a little bit of bodily contact. You know, it's got a lot going for it. It's very enjoyable.
costs in actually competing are quite high. A top rider will have to pay somewhere in the region of £200 to £250 for a bike, which is a specialist machine. As I said, no brakes, a free wheel, a specialist frame made for the job, very short wheelbase, high bottom bracket unit, very light machine because the starting is so important, and they have to get away from the start, and obviously the lighter the bike, the better it is for all concerned. But the main problem is obviously facilities. You see here today, we're very lucky we've got a very good circuit here in Norwich, but again, it's right up to the edge of a recreation ground. We really need a centre somewhere in the country, hopefully in East Anglia, that has got standard seating. You see all the seating here has been imported from the London area. So facilities are always needed, as they are in most sports. Well, I get a tremendous enjoyment out of being linked with Cycle Speedway. They're a tremendous set of chaps. I like the organising, the racing, the competitive edge, many things that go to make the sport the one for me. We've seen another excellent effort from John Watchman this afternoon, I feel. He was champion back in 1976. He was very unlucky not to win the title last year, and he's been runner-up on 3 previous occasions, so he's always about there. I think his gating has been superb today, and that has been the foundation of his success.
To really give your appreciation to the 1978 Daily Mayor champion, John Watchman from Boxhall in Manchester.
The weather's held out for us, and I've been very pleased with this afternoon's entertainment. It's been really grand, and I think everybody who's been here has certainly enjoyed themselves. We couldn't wish for a better afternoon's entertainment.
I think we've seen a very exciting meeting here this afternoon at the Hillston Community Centre. I think the racing has been superb, the crowd have been really excellent, the coverage from the press has been good, and all round, with the television coverage as well, I think we've had a superb afternoon's entertainment, and I think a lot of people have gone home very happy at watching Cycle Speedway free of charge.